In a year where both Xbox and PlayStation are releasing new consoles and keeping their cards close to their chest when it comes to their first-party lineups, it would be easy to feel like we're in a holding pattern when it comes to new releases. However, this is absolutely not the case. PlayStation is ending the generation with an absolute swan song year, and there is a strong catalogue of third-party titles available across all platforms. Welcome back to Game Gentlemen. In this video, we look at 20 games we know are coming out between now and the end of the year. We've only focused on games with a confirmed release date, so keep an eye out on our next video, which will cover games that have been flagged for 2020 but do not have a confirmed date. June sees several noticeable releases, including a few Switch ports and a big PlayStation 4 exclusive. On the 1st of June, all platforms will receive Carry On from Phobia Game Studio and Devolver Digital. Carry On is a reverse horror game where the player takes control of an amorphous monster set out to exact revenge on its captors. The 4th of June sees not one, but two cycling titles, with Pro Cycling Manager 2020, where players take the role of manager of a cycling team, managing finances, training, recruitment and strategy, while Tour de France 2020 puts players in the saddle, competing in all 21 stages of the tour. Both Cycling Manager and Tour de France come out to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Obsidian Entertainment's critically acclaimed RPG The Outer Worlds comes to Switch on the 5th, while the Greymoor expansion for Bethesda's MMORPG The Elder Scrolls Online drops on the 9th, bringing new adventures, a gothic questline, antique system, 12-player trials, world events, and new quests. Disintegration comes out on PC, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 on the 16th of June. Disintegration is a new sci-fi IP combining elements of first-person shooter and real-time strategy, piloting your grav cycle in first-person mode while issuing commands to your four-person squad in both single and multiplayer modes. The fact that Disintegration is a multi-platform title may be a blessing for developer Private Division, because the PlayStation exclusive The Last of Us Part 2 releases on June 19th and is likely going to suck up all of the oxygen in the room and be the source of conversation for several weeks in Reddit threads and gaming media across the world. June 19 also sees the release of open world racing game Burnout Paradise Remastered on the Switch. July 3rd sees the release of Camouflage's Iron Man VR, which flew in under the radar, pun completely intended, between the revised announcements of The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. The PSVR exclusive has a downloadable demo of the game available right now. Death Stranding, Hideo Kojima's divisive meditation on what it means to be connected in an ever-isolated world, much like 2020, comes to PCs on the 14th of July. The PC release comes with additional features such as photo mode, ultra-wide support, and higher frame rates, so you can trip over tiny rocks along your path even smoother. Paper Mario: The Origami King releases for the Nintendo Switch on July 17th. Players will team up with old friends and new to defeat the Origami King in an art style which blends the 2D cutouts of the Paper Mario titles with 3D folded origami figures. This release date puts Paper Mario up against Ghost of Tsushima, a feudal Japan open-world epic from Sucker Punch, the studio behind the Sly Cooper and Infamous franchises. While the dates may clash, we don't expect that the crossover between player bases is that large. At best, all we can hope for is some Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing style mashups on Twitter pages and Reddit threads. Ghost of Tsushima is presumably the last PlayStation 4 exclusive title, and is an open-world adventure set in feudal Japan. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the State of Play released earlier in May for this game to get a feel for the size and scale of the project. The remake of Destroy All Humans, developed by Black Forest Games and published by THQ Nordic, releases on July 28. The game will release with a much needed graphical upgrade, along with content which was cut from the original release. The voice cast from the original title have all come back for the remake, ensuring that the game will keep its trademark wit. The last title we want to give a mention to in July is Skater XL. This one breaks our rules a little bit as we don't have a specific release date, rather a release month. The skateboarding title has been in early access on Steam for about a year now and has received a lot of community and modding support. July marks the official release of the 1.0 version of the game, with professional skaters, real-life brands, and an entirely skatable downtown LA. We're starting to get a little thin on the release date information as we move into August and beyond, with only a few titles confirmed so far. 2K Games is releasing PGA Tour 2K21 on August 21st across all platforms. Although Switch players will only be able to buy digital initially, a physical release is set to come. The game features 12 PGA Tour professional golfers, real-world courses, career mode, online, and local multiplayer. The In Exile developed and crowdfunded Wasteland 3 launches on August 28th after its short delay. The tactical, turn-based RPG set in a post-apocalyptic Colorado features both co-op and single-player, branching story arcs and moral dilemmas. Wasteland 3 will be releasing across PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Rounding out our picks for August, we have Mafia Definitive Edition, also releasing on August 28th. Mafia Definitive Edition is the final part of the recently announced Mafia trilogy and will be available either as a standalone title or in a bundle. Another ground-up remake, Mafia Definitive Edition, will include expanded story, gameplay, and score, adding to the already impressive graphical upgrades. We round out this video with 3 major titles confirmed for September. Square Enix's Marvel Avengers game kicks off the month with a September 4 release date. The open-world action-adventure combines single-player and up to 4-person co-op, allowing players to take control of Earth's mightiest heroes, including Thor, Black Widow, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and Ms. Marvel. Gameplay differs between the heroes, and players will be matched up with other heroes in the shared world sections of the game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake also launches on September 4, combining the original 2 titles in the Tony Hawk's franchise with remade levels, the full roster of professional skaters, and most of the original soundtrack. This one is sure to hit the early 2000 kids right in the feels. Lastly, CD Projekt Red's huge first-person RPG Cyberpunk 2077 hits consoles and PCs on September 17. Players have had to wait for this title after a delay earlier in the year, but we're sure that it will all be worth the wait, given the scale and quality of CD Projekt Red titles. While we've had information drip-fed to us so far on the title, including breakdowns of rating classifications, customization options, and top-line story details, we're eagerly awaiting for CD Projekt Red's Night City Wire livestream event, which takes place on June 11th and is sure to get us even more excited for the release. So that's our list of 20 titles with confirmed release dates for 2020. We know that with all of the June events filling the void left behind by E3 this year, and the rollout of news on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, there are plenty more release dates yet to be announced. Which titles are you looking forward to? Are there any that you are going to hold out until the next generation of consoles for? Tell us in the comments section below. As always, if you're not already, hit the subscribe button to make sure you never miss our content. This has been Game Gentleman, and thanks for watching.